Okay, on an iPhone 5, when this whole screen's all clipped back in properly and all that, you've got to try and pop that screen out. And as you lift it up, you pop it out and you pull it up and you get it right up out of there like that. And what happens is, see those two little springs there, those little brass springs, they just sit there and they sit against the home button with those two little tags just there, and that's how that button works. And just press on there. The button itself is actually missing, but the idea is just that you open the screen up and then you're able to undo the cords off the screen from up here and take the screen off. On an iPhone 5S, what happens is that when you go to lift this here up, so he would have just thought it was this one over here, and he just would have opened it up and everything would have been fine. But when he opens up this one, do the same thing. If you're looking under here, if you can see it, there's a cable right there. And it only goes that far because then it starts to pull on it and you'll break it off. So if he goes to lift that out, you snap that cable. And that's for your fingerprint sensor. Right, so if you keep lifting that out, I'll just disconnect it. Right, so that's there supposed to be connected to that little connector just there. Right, and that's the end of the cable just there. So when you take this off, you got it on this side, and you go to undo this. What would happen, if I get this other screwdriver over here, is you undo this little plate, take that plate off. I can't see with the camera. There we go. And normally that part there would be, on the new ones, would be stuck down, just there. And what I'm guessing is if he's just pulled it and broke it, this part up here would be broken. Otherwise, he would have probably tried to pull on there or done something to get that. And this rubber edge around there, around that button itself, that's stuck to the screen. So you want to push it up through from the bottom to undo all of that there, and you push that out of there. So that way you're not touching the cable when you're doing it. So you're not pulling on here and yanking that cable, because you'll snap it from out of inside there. So if you look down in there, it's hard to see, but you'll snap it on that part where it goes into the button. So you need to push that out of there. It's a bit hard to do it one-handed. I'll try and change hands. There you go, and I just pulled that glue off of there, and then there's the button. Right, and where he would have ripped it is that tag where it just comes out of the button. That means as he was trying to pull this off of here and got that glue out, he would have broke that, and I just did that just then, one-handed, not a problem. But people who don't know what they're doing, break it right there. I've seen the phone hub sometimes, when she's broke that, she just grabs his tag and just pushes it back inside the hole and just goes, there you go, it was your fault. But it's not, she broke it pulling that out. So either pulled it out of there and broke it, or when you first lifted off the screen like that and snapped it off there. And when you fold it back in under, when you're putting it back on the screen, you want to make sure, see it's got that little Z fold in it. If you look at that little Z fold thing, as it folds down, this here needs to clip on the clip just there, and then that folds down and it wants to fold in there like that. So it's got this little area there where it's folding in like that. So if that clip was on top of there, and that folds down into that. Now if you folded that the wrong way, so it comes all the way out, it ends up creasing it up on this, on top of the speaker here, and that's where it ends up getting creased. And when you push on the screen, it snaps the cable off because it pushes up against on top of that. It should be fitting down inside the hole, not up on top of there. So it depends on how you make that Z thing fold to make sure it folds in the right spot. So there you go. That's what would have happened.